The true age and origin of Asshai is unknown even to the Asshai themselves. They claim that the Dark City has always stood, and will always stand, eerie and foreboding at the edge of the world, until the end of time itself. Asshai is a city of magic, home to blood mages, warlocks, and necromancers. No magic is forbidden in Asshai. In this ancient city, sorcerers are free to perform whatever spells and dark rites they please. This city is built entirely of a strange black stone, greasy and unpleasant. The city itself seems to drink the light. Even the brightest days in Asshai are overcast and gloomy, and the nights are filled with a terrible and maddening darkness. No man can take an animal to mount in Asshai, for animals brought to Asshai die soon after. The waters of Asshai are foul and black by day, and glow pale green at night. They are home to twisted and blind creatures so deformed and unsightly that only shadowbinders will eat of their flesh, for shadowbinders are said to be the most sinister of sorcerers in Asshai. Upriver beyond the walls of Asshai lies the heart of darkness. Shadowbinders are the only ones known to venture into this place. The river is cloaked in perpetual darkness. Steep cliffs lie on either side, and black ash blows through from the mountains of the morn. The black cliffs are said to be the home of many dark and terrible creatures. Even dragons are thought to make their lairs here. The further one journeys upriver into the heart of darkness, the more monstrous these creatures become, until at last you wait before the gates of the corpse city at the heart of the shadow, Stygai. This is a place where shadowbinders even fear to enter. What lies within Stygai? What secrets may it hold? As I mentioned in my video on the 5 forts, George R. Martin often references H.P. Lovecraft. The corpse city is another example. Stygai refers to R'lyeh. According to the work of Lovecraft, the corpse city was built by grotesque beings that came from the stars, and waiting within the city lies Cthulhu. In his house at R'lyeh, dead, Cthulhu waits dreaming. R'lyeh is the prison of the Old One Cthulhu and his hordes. Cthulhu in Lovecraftian lore is a cosmic entity, a god of sorts. It is said that he sleeps deep within the ocean in R'lyeh, dreaming and sending dreams into the minds of men. Cthulhu is a being of chaos. He is the source of constant anxiety for mankind on a subconscious level, and various human religions were formed all over the world as the result of his whisperings. I mentioned earlier that Asshai itself is old beyond measure, and is made entirely of strange black stone. This stone is another reference to Lovecraft. It is mysterious and of non-human origin, and causes nightmares if you sleep near it. It is used for rituals which sometimes include the sacrificing of children. We know from the world of Ice and Fire that there are no children found in Asshai. Could their lack of children be tied to their fondness of sorcery? All sorcery is welcome in Asshai, no matter how cruel or how obscene. Various gods are worshipped in Asshai. The Black Goat, the Lion of Night, the Pale Child. All are thought to be malevolent, heavily associated with darkness. If the corpse city is truly a reference to R'lyeh, then these could simply refer to the same being. The being that lies within the heart of darkness at Stygai. The being at Stygai doesn't literally have to refer to Cthulhu. A literary allusion does not necessarily mean that all the details must align. For example, R'lyeh is a sunken city deep within the ocean. Stygai is a hidden city cloaked in eternal shadow in the heart of darkness. But the important bits remain. In the city older than anything we know, an entity waits. He is thought to rise again one day and bring about his reign of terror and despair. He touches the minds of people, and religions are formed around him. In a dream, for a moment, Bran can see the entire realm, but when he looks too far, he finds that he is terrified by what he sees. He looked past the wall, past endless forests cloaked in snow, past frozen shores and the great blue-white rivers of ice and the dead plains where nothing grew or lived. North and north and north he looked, to the curtain of light at the end of the world, and beyond that curtain. He looked deep into the heart of winter, and then he cried out, afraid, and the heat of his tears burned on his cheeks. Bran looks further north until he reaches the curtain of light at the end of the world. This seems to suggest that he's moving beyond the north and seeing the other side of the globe. He looks into what is referred to as the heart of winter, and what he sees is horrifying to him. Winter and darkness seem to go hand in hand in A Song of Ice and Fire. The long night is associated with both darkness and cold. The Great Other of Melisandre's religion is also referred to as a being of cold and darkness. Could the Heart of Winter and the Heart of Darkness be referring to the same place? If the world is round, then it seems possible. However, the Shadow is described as a place where dragons make their lairs, a place in the wake of the volcanic mountains of the Morn. It doesn't seem like a place that would be described as the Heart of Winter. It's more likely that the Heart of Darkness and the Heart of Winter are separate places. In fact, when analyzed, they seem to oppose each other. For one is the ashen home of dragons, and the other is the frozen lair of the White Walkers. In the mythology of Lovecraft, the gods were amoral creatures, often at odds with each other. If there is a being in the Heart of Darkness that waits, could there be one in the Heart of Winter? Melisandre's dualist religion seems to start to make more sense here. The being at the Heart of Winter and the one at the Heart of Darkness could be the Great Other and R'hllor. Stygii is also referred to as the Heart of the Shadow, and also according to Melisandre's religion, shadows are creatures of the light. This could justify the Heart of Darkness being cloaked in shadow. If R'hllor, for all intensive purposes, is Cthulhu, then that would likely mean that the Great Other refers to Hastar, the Unspeakable One, him who is not to be named from Lovecraftian lore. As you may know, according to Melisandre, the Great Other is a being whose true name is forbidden to be spoken. He is in a constant rivalry with R'hllor, in the same way that Cthulhu is in a never-ending rivalry with the Unspeakable One. These illusions are not exact. There are significant differences between Lovecraft's cosmic beings and George R. R. Martin's mysterious entities. If they exist, these beings in A Song of Ice and Fire would likely appear as no more than abstract forces, intangible and unknowable. Nonetheless, the illusions exist. It's possible that A Song of Ice and Fire is the game of these so-called gods, cosmic beings that have lived longer than any men, playing their own game as men squabble at their own meaningless Game of Thrones. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more ideas of Ice and Fire.